so for today I want to go ahead and make some black beans and some lentils. I generally like to make these at the beginning of the week. I might also sometimes make a batch of quinoa so that I can use it with a lot of the other things that I'm making throughout the week. So it makes eating throughout the week a whole lot easier and simpler. So when I make my black beans, I like to add cilantro, onion, jalapeno, some garlic, and I always sneak in a bunch of kale into my beans. With the lentils, I go a little bit less on cilantro, and I do add some onions and some garlic. I don't put the jalapenos into the lentils. I add salt to both, but I like to add salt towards the end, and I do add the kale to both as well. I don't have any exact measurements. I just kind of season it the way that I feel like doing that way, and if it, however it tastes, I might add a little more of this or a little more of that. That's basically the way that I cook. Most stuff I don't do exact measurements. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these going on the stove, and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn both of these on to about a medium heat. Go ahead and add my garlic in there. And a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to go ahead and add my onions in there. And I'm going to take all my jalapenos and I'm going to put them on this side. And some cilantro. I know you can't smell it, but it smells really good. Okay, so for the kale, I literally just rip up pieces of kale when I throw it in there. And I add a pretty decent amount of this. Alright, so I'm going to give everything a mix here, and then I'm going to pour my beans in. Okay, so I have almost 2 cups of the black beans. I'm going to go ahead and pour those in there. And then I have just a little bit over 2 cups of my lentils, and I'm going to pour those on this side. So we're going to go ahead and put 6 cups of water for the lentils. Okay, so I've got about 6 cups of water in here with my lentils. I'm going to raise the heat just a little bit. I want to bring it to a boil. And the same over here. I've got just about 6 cups actually of water for this as well. And I'm going to raise that heat up. So I want both of them to come to a boil. Once they come to a boil, I'm gonna lower it down to a simmer and cover both pots. The lentils are done in about 15 to 20 minutes, where the beans can go anywhere from 45 minutes all the way up to 4 hours. It really depends on how old your beans are and what type of beans you use. We're using black beans. Usually I figure it takes me about 2 hours. So they're both, like I said, gonna cook 2 different times, but I can still get them going at the same time. So we're gonna let those come to a boil, cover them, and then we'll wait. Okay, so these are already at a boil. I'm gonna drop it down to a simmer. I'm going to cover it, but I'm going to have it slightly open so that some of the air is escaping. Right. And then the same over here. Go ahead and give them a stir. And drop it down to a simmer. This lid actually has an opening. Okay, so I definitely like to add salt to them, but I add the salt at the end once they're cooked. So for right now, I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and check my lentils. They should be done about that point, and then the beans are gonna have to go way longer than that. All right. Okay, so our lentils should be done. Yeah, they look good. All right, so I'm going to turn that off. You want them to be where they're kind of starting to open up. They're not really mushy. They still have a little bit of texture to them, but they're nice and soft. Okay. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and give these a stir, but there's no way that the beans are going to be done yet. So you want the beans as well to be kind of soft, but you don't want to overcook them because you don't want them to be mushy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add an hour. Actually, I'll add 45 minutes to that. Alright, I'll check those again in 45 minutes. The beans, you basically play the checking on them game until they're done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. And I'll add more or less depending on how it tastes. But your lentils are all set. So you can eat them just the way they are, or you can do a bunch of other things, which I will show you how to do further on. But I do like to make these early in the week, that way I have them for whatever I want to use them for.